I don't know if you know this about me, but I love Jurassic Park. It is perhaps, I dare say, my favorite film. And I couldn't just let this Jurassic June fly by without even mentioning something tangentially related to this film. And while I'd probably be marathoning all the Jurassic Park films right now, there's a dinosaur forecast in effect in my area, and I don't want to draw the attention of any Mesozoic beasts that might be lurking in my neighborhood. Instead, I think I'd rather just discuss some of my favorite things about my favorite movie. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk about... Oh shit! Quick! Title card! Title card! Adapted from the original novel by Michael Crichton and directed by Steven Spielberg back in 1993, Jurassic Park is about a group of paleontologists, lawyers, and mathematicians who are invited to a mysterious island off the coast of Costa Rica by billionaire genetics industry owner John Hammond. Soon they discover that John has been using his money and research into genetics and cloning to fund the recreation of dinosaurs with the intent of showing them off in a theme park. Cloning. Why would I want to do anything? Whoa, hey there, good looking. Where do you think you're going? Oh, I was just going to the local natural history museum. They have a new exhibit on dinosaurs. You want to come with me and not look at the dinosaurs? Well, you don't have to tell me twice. However, things go horribly wrong and the dinosaurs run rampant, leaving the surviving visitors to try and find a way off the island without turning into dinner. And let me tell y'all folks, this film is filled to the brim with talent. We got my man Sam Neill as Dr. Grant, we got legend Laura Dern as Dr. Sadler, Mr. Rogers in training, Jeff Goldblum as Dr. Malcolm, the late great Richard Attenborough as John Hammond, the GOAT, Samuel Jackson as Dr. Arnold, and Newman, I'm sorry, what was it? Wayne Knight as Dennis Nedry. And they all bring their frickin' A-game to this movie. They breathe life into these already amazingly written characters, imparting a charming uniqueness to all of them. I just love the chemistry between Dr. Grant and Dr. Sadler, having once been together but separating because Grant didn't want children. Or Dr. Malcolm's constant babbling on about chaos theory.
See, here I'm now by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos theory.
Or even just John Hammond saying,
"Spared no expense."
In doing so, Jurassic Park dares to do something that many monster movies don't do. They make human characters that are actually interesting. The humans are just as entertaining as the dinosaurs in this film, which, speaking of dinosaurs... The visual effects on display in this film are frickin' incredible, even by modern standards. For reference, the film Lawnmower Man came out 1 year before Jurassic Park, and the difference in visuals between these two films are staggering. And don't even get me started on the animatronics. I mean, they built a giant freaking animatronic of a T-Rex and put it in rain. I guess Steven Spielberg really loves to push the envelope when it comes to animatronics. And the sound mixing is amazing on these dinosaurs. And I know that modern research suggests that a T-Rex probably sounded more like a microwave cooking a burrito at 3 a.m. But in my mind, it will always sound like this. And to top it all off, the soundtrack of Jurassic Park is wonderfully crafted by the talented John Williams and his orchestra, and it's probably one of the most iconic and recognizable film soundtracks out there. And really, it's probably one of the last. Many films over the years haven't had that same kind of standout musical accompaniment that films of the past had. Like here, what's the main theme of Jurassic Park? Go ahead, hum it, embarrass yourself. I dare you, do it right now. Okay, alright, very good. Now, what's the main theme to John Wick? Go ahead, do the same thing, hum it. Do it. You can't. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. This film stands out musically, visually, and on so many other levels. But other than these great performances, other than all the effects, other than the stellar soundtrack, Jurassic Park still stays within my mind and stands out to me because it is thematically dense. There's so many ways that you could approach this film and analyze it. You could view it through an anti-capitalist lens and see how rich corporations will exploit nature for profit. You could view it through an environmentalist lens and see the danger of tampering with genetic power haphazardly and how that could affect our ecosystem. You could even view the film through a feminist lens. And if you'd like to see that, check out this video by Cold Crash Pictures. They do an amazing job talking about it. Link in the description.
Dinosaurs eat man. Woman inherits the earth.
But my favorite way of viewing this film, my favorite way of approaching this, is that Jurassic Park is a modern Prometheus, a title shared by one of the biggest influences on Jurassic Park, Frankenstein. You see, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein shares many similarities with Jurassic Park. Victor Frankenstein wants to bring a body back to life by stitching body parts together. John Hammond wants to bring dinosaurs back to life by having scientists clone them and fill in the broken DNA sequences with frog DNA. Victor Frankenstein fails to understand the potential consequences of his actions and runs from them when they surface. John Hammond still thinks that the dinosaurs can be brought under control and things can be brought back to a reasonable state of normalcy. Frankenstein's creation turns against him, the dinosaurs break free and attack everyone on the island. But I think what the Jurassic Park movie does so well, and how it deviates from the novel originally written by Michael Crichton, is that it really expands on John Hammond's character. You see, in the Jurassic Park book, John Hammond is really a piece of shit. I mean, he ignores everything that's going on around him, people dying, dinosaurs running free, all this nonsense, and he's constantly thinking about how he can make the park better, how he can reopen it and get his money's worth out of this. But in the film, they really made him more, well, sympathetic. I mean, my favorite scene in the film is when John is talking about the flea circus that he used to have, saying how he always wanted an attraction that would dazzle the audience, but not being devoid of merit. And we don't know much about John Hammond's past, other than the flea circus, but in this scene, it seems to paint a man that suffers greatly from inadequacy. He always wants to impress, to awe, to gain approval. But he hasn't gotten there. Meanwhile, Ellie Sadler really puts him in his place.
It's all an illusion.
When we have control again.
You never had control. That's the illusion. I was overwhelmed by the power of this place. But I made a mistake too. I didn't have enough respect for that power, and it's out now.
The only thing that matters now are the people we love. Alan and Lex and Tim. John, they're out there where people are dying.
And that's the big takeaway for me from Jurassic Park. What good is scientific achievement if it isn't in service to the welfare of the human race? What good is genetic power if it poses a threat to the ones we love? What good are dinosaurs if they disrupt our regular ways of life? And don't get me wrong, I think dinosaurs are really, really cool, like super neat and amazing, and I love visiting natural history museums to see them. But in the end, as cool as bygone sauropods are, the people in my life, the loved ones I have, are way cooler and much more important.